Hello and welcome back. Amber here, and today we are breaking down the main characters from Netflix's Three Body Problem series, and we'll take a look at which book characters they will align with due to some of the changes Netflix has made in the adaptation. If it's been a while since you've read the books, this might help you remember who does what, and if you haven't read the books, this will introduce the characters of this fairly large ensemble cast. If you like these videos, let me know by giving this one a like and subscribe to the channel. So let's start out with my personal favorite character from Book 1, Da Shi, played by Benedict Wong. First off, visually this is exactly how I imagined the character. A bit stocky and strong, with a very commanding body language. Very fitting to go along with his nickname Da Shi, meaning something like Big Shi. According to Netflix, Da Shi is an intelligence officer with an unorthodox style of tradecraft. He investigates the ongoing mysterious deaths within the scientific community. In the books, Da Shi is a police officer in Beijing with no degree. But despite never going to university, his on-the-job training and natural gift of intuition make him the perfect candidate to put together these pieces of the mysterious attacks on the scientific community. His ability to think outside the box makes him incredibly gifted, but also a bit of an outsider within the police force. He can be seen as rude and combative. He's a heavy drinker and smoker, but throughout the books, he develops a very strong friendship with Wang Miao, the character that mostly aligns with Auggie Salazar. This reveals another side of him as deeply thoughtful and caring. Da Shi serves a big role in the unraveling of the mystery, but also a philosophical one. He's a realist and looks down on whimsy. When our scientists are concerned with the big existential questions, you can always count on Da Shi to ground them and deliver a line like, "Buddy, when I work at night, if I look up to the sky, the suspect is going to escape." Our next character is Jin Cheng, played by Jess Hong. According to Netflix, she is a member of the Oxford Five, a group of young Oxford scientists, a genius theoretical physicist with an insatiable thirst for answers about the biggest questions in the universe. Jin's curiosity could be her biggest strength, if it's not her downfall. In a previous video, I proposed that Jin will overtake the role of book character Cheng Xin. So let's get a recap for this book character, as it appears they may be merged. In the books, this character doesn't appear until Death's End, the last of the trilogy, and is an aerospace engineer. She attended school with a very important character named Yon Tianming. If Da Shi is a realist, Cheng Xin is all whimsy. She's extremely compassionate and gentle. Cheng always tries to see the best in people. In Chinese, the characters that make up her name mean something like "from the heart." This character drives the plot of the last book, but also serves as a way to introduce one of two philosophies: unwavering love and kindness versus the cruel conditions of survival. In the words of the author, she is a very ordinary person, representing humanity's values and morality. One of the interesting facts about Cheng is that she is one of the most divisive characters in the fandom because of her ideals of maintaining human moral standards above all else. It's seen as selfish or naive. But this makes her a very interesting character and a worthy subject of many discussions. I'm very interested in seeing if Netflix highlights these character traits or goes in another direction. Our next character is Saul Durand, played by Yovan Adepo. According to Netflix, he is a member of the Oxford Five, no less gifted, but far less focused than his peers. Saul is a physics research assistant who hasn't reached his full potential. When the ultimate challenge presents itself, he will rise to it. And his character aligns most with book character Luo Ji. So let's talk about that character. First of all, he's another fan favorite and the main protagonist of Book 2, The Dark Forest. The thing I really enjoy about him is that he evolves from a bit of a humorous slacker to an impenetrable wall of calm and reason. In Chinese, the characters that make up his name mean logic. In his younger days, he was a carefree scholar with degrees in astronomy and sociology, leading a very laid-back lifestyle. Over time, he comes to realize a profound truth, that cosmic conflicts are unavoidable in a universe focused on one thing: survival. This dark forest discovery is a crucial element and a main theme of the second novel. It's also a big moment of personal growth for the character. Luo Ji stands out because he goes beyond the typical tech-based problem solving and the societal thinking of his elite, well-educated fellow scientists. He's actually really unique among them, which makes him a standout character for many book fans. What's exciting about him is that the character has a lot of range. He goes from unmotivated jokester to one of Earth's greatest weapons. As views shift and ideals change, he could either be viewed as a savior or a monster. His greatest quality is his strategic mind. Moving forward, our next character is Auggie Salazar, played by Isa Gonzalez. According to Netflix, she's another member of the Oxford Five, a nanotech trailblazer. Auggie is dedicated to solving actual problems now, not theoretical ones in the future. Strong and visionary, she's a natural target for humanity's enemies. She's fearless, innovative, and adaptable. Due to the trailer showing the countdown in Auggie's eyes, it's pretty fair to assume she will take over the book character Wang Miao. Like Auggie, Miao's expertise is also in nanotech, and he's currently working on a material called the Flying Blade, which is incredibly lightweight but nearly indestructible. But his studies make him a target. He's one of the main protagonists in Book 1 and is a great asset in the battle against our story's main antagonistic force. He eventually becomes a good friend to Inspector Da Shi, which is one of my favorite relationships between characters because of the way he softens Da Shi's edges. He's decent and compassionate. When he's paired up with Da Shi, they give off an excellent buddy cop type energy. They make a great team and they use each other's strengths to put the puzzle pieces together. Moving forward to our next character, Will Downing, played by Alex Sharp. According to Netflix, he is also, you guessed it, a member of the Oxford Five. A sixth form physics teacher, Will receives life-changing news that forces him to reconsider his place in the universe. And this one seems pretty obvious. Will Downing will be taking over the role of Yun Tianming, who plays a massive role in the final book of the series, Death's End. At his core, Tianming is somewhat of a loner. He attended school with Cheng Xin and always had a secret affection for her, loving her from afar. He's the type of guy that always feels a bit directionless. He's generous, vulnerable, and kind-hearted, but also too eager to please. One of my favorite qualities about Yun Tianming is that he has the heart of a poet. When he's narrating his thoughts, it's very soulful. He's a natural creative, and when he comes up with a plan to help solve a problem, it's incredibly creative and artistic. He's also someone willing to make great sacrifices. And our next character is Jack Rooney, played by John Bradley. According to Netflix, Jack is also a member of the Oxford Five. Rude, outspoken, and lovable, Jack uses his physics degree to develop a snack empire. And Jack Rooney aligns most with the character of Hu Wen, who was also the closest thing to a friend to the character of Yun Tianming. Wen is the type of guy who gets along with everyone, and everyone knows his name. Wen graduated as an aerospace engineer but became incredibly wealthy when he turned into a beverage entrepreneur, and the idea for his herbal drink came from Yun Tianming. When Wen pays back the favor, his actions set up a major plot point for the ending of the books. Moving forward to our next character is Ye Wenjie, played by Rosalind Chow and Jin Cheng. Her Netflix blurb reads, astrophysics prodigy, Ye Wenjie feels alone in the universe after losing everything during the Chinese Cultural Revolution. A decision she made in the 1960s echoes through the centuries and may still be heard at the end of time. And this is one of the most essential book characters. Her actions set off a chain reaction of events. The one major theme of her story is the cyclical nature of harm and trauma, but she also has a brilliant mind in a time of anti-intellectualism. Her character is seen via flashbacks in the book, and also during the modern day. The young Ye Wenjie is isolated and distrustful, brought on by great loss and betrayal. But the older Ye Wenjie is warm and a natural caretaker. She develops a kindly relationship with Wang Miao, and through their connection, we learn more of her past and the tragedies she's experienced. I cannot stress how important her decisions are and how much they impact the story. In an odd way, I find her somewhat sympathetic, but a really compelling character. The books do a great job of showing the events that lead her down an unthinkable path. Our next character is Mike Evans, played by Sir Jonathan Pryce and Ben Schnetzer. Like Wenjie, this is a character we will meet in flashback moments as well in the current day. Netflix describes him as a passionate environmentalist turned billionaire oil tycoon. And his book character fits this description perfectly. His passion for the environment grew despite opposition from his father, an oil tycoon. Because as a young man, he saw an ecological disaster in the form of an oil spill killing off large amounts of marine birds. As he gets older, he comes up with a theory, a term he calls pan-species communism. To break it down, he believes that all species, not just humans, should have equal rights, because plants and animals on Earth should be treated well too. Mike Evans owns the ship you can see in the trailer called Judgment Day, which happens to be one of my favorite settings from Book 1. The next character on our list is Thomas Wade, played by the actor Liam Cunningham. Netflix describes him as the charismatic leader of the world's most elite intelligence operation. Wade is the ultimate big picture thinker. People are props in his game, and his audacious gambits have a tendency to pay off. And first off, let me say that there are not many characters out there like Thomas Wade. What's interesting is that Netflix has cast a man known for his role, Davos Seaworth, for a role more similar to Tywin Lannister. I really cannot wait to see him on screen. And the blurb from the website describes him very well. He has an unwavering dedication to advancing humanity's knowledge and technology, and a willingness to sacrifice ethics for the sake of progress. But in a time of existential crisis, he's someone who can get the job done. What I really enjoy about his character is that he serves as a reflection to Cheng Xin. Where Cheng is unwilling to sacrifice kindness for results, Wade will use any means necessary for advancement. I once stumbled across a comment saying, Thomas Wade is the perfect example of the effectiveness of sociopathy, and I don't disagree. He's going to be a really fun character to watch. He's Machiavellian and incredibly charismatic. I have to assume Liam Cunningham is having a blast with this role. With only 3 characters left, Tatiana is next, and she is played by actress Marlo Kelly. According to Netflix, she was raised from birth in Mike Evans' organization. Tatiana has dedicated her life to welcoming the outsiders by any means necessary. And in my previous video covering the trailer, I proposed that she might be a good candidate to take over the role of Shen Yufei. I can't say for certain, but this character is employed within a secret organization and believes her own set of ideals with religious fervor. Next on our list is Sophon, played by C. Shamuka, described by Netflix as an avatar who appears in a mysterious VR game within the show. And this is a tricky one to give any real background information on because of spoilers. Think of her like a robot AI. In the books, she appears in the final novel of the trilogy. According to Cheng Xin, she is the most beautiful woman she has ever met. Sophon dresses and lives in Japanese fashion, but can also be seen as a warrior donning a katana. Our final character on the list is Raj Varma, played by Samar Usmani. According to Netflix, he is a naval officer from a military family. Raj has a deep commitment to his work. His relationship with his girlfriend Jin becomes collateral damage in his mission. It seems likely that his character will take over the role of Zhang Beihai, who appears in Book 2, The Dark Forest. Beihai is a soldier and a political commissar, and a very difficult character to talk about to avoid major spoilers. One thing I can say is that with such a large cast of characters in the books, full of heroic deeds and twisting outcomes, Beihai is someone who makes decisions that alter the outcome of humanity. He is often overlooked when there are so many big moments happening, but he manages to carry out a deceptively successful plan to ensure the survival of humans. When laws are made to implement a system in which humans don't panic and stay put, Beihai chooses a monstrous path, but his goal is incredibly impressive. Despite him being surrounded by scientists and elite minds, he deeply understands the ramifications of the Dark Forest in a way that some others don't seem to grasp. Depending on who you ask, he could be seen as heroic and willing to make tough choices in a time where his ideals are very against the grain. And that's it for our character summaries. I think the series is looking very promising. If there's any non-spoiler material I left out, drop it in the comments section. Or if you'd like more in-depth videos on the Three Body Problem trilogy, let me know. I'll see you back next time. Thanks for watching.